The SEC and the Big 10 want to have their cake and eat it too, and quite frankly, they're going to be able to do just that. We've talked about this before, but it's becoming more real. The SEC and the Big 10 are inching closer to a scheduling alliance, more specifically, a non-conference quote-unquote challenge for football. So they're still ironing out the details, but according to the reporting, I think Matt Hayes Ross Dellinger was first. But Matt Hayes was first today when it comes to how they're moving towards that. They're working towards that. Details are still scarce. The assumption is it would operate very similar to the basketball one, where they would try to match up, 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3.
You're not likely to see Ohio State versus, Kentucky.
Or Vanderbilt.
Yeah. Well,
even though Vanderbilt's good.
I tried to go the other way. I wanted to, get – everybody says Vanderbilt. Let's do it another way. Let me do it the other way. You're not likely to see Texas versus Purdue.
Yeah, perfect. So they would try to balance it out. But this is another attempt for the leagues to kind of – one, they don't want to do the Super League concept. Why don't they want to do that? Because the current setup with their complete control of the college football playoff allows them to maintain a level of superiority against their peers in which the Super League will not allow them to do.
Right.
Because they would all be equal at that point. So they can keep it this way and still be on top and dominate everybody else without having to break away. They don't want to do that, clearly.
Right.
They control the college football playoff. The SEC and the Big Ten are going to get more automatic bids. If you don't like that, I'm sorry, that's coming. They're partnering together with the scheduling alliance, which I think this is a great idea, by the way. Forcing quality non-conference games is a great thing.
Yeah, I mean, State has a game coming up with Minnesota anyway, so my guess is they'll try to maybe fix it.
Or at least keep that one.
Yeah, keep that one and figure it out. State will be playing teams like Illinois, maybe Indiana. I mean, I know Indiana's really good this year, but they're in that area. Purdue, Northwestern, Rutgers, Maryland, Ole Miss. Ole Miss this year could go up into the Penn State and
they would have gotten like Penn State,
Michigan. Yeah. In fact, they probably would have played Penn State. Or if we had done this, you know what?
Maybe Ohio State.
If they had played preseason, Ohio State would have played Georgia or Alabama.
Michigan was the reigning national champion.
That's true. Alabama plays Ohio State next year, I believe. I believe that's correct.
I did not know that.
Yeah, they have a home without Ohio State. So let's say you Michigan probably plays. They probably play Texas. To be honest with you, you get that match we should have thought we were going to get in the playoff. Alabama, Ohio State, or Georgia, Ohio State. Alabama, Penn State, or Georgia, Penn State. Ole Miss is probably playing. Oh God, if they played Iowa. Oh, I don't know about that. Iowa, or maybe Wisconsin. I don't know.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this, I mean, it's good for some reasons and bad for others. If they continue on this kind of path to get rid of private equity or to not have to use private equity, that's a good thing. You don't want private equity in college sports. Yeah. You don't. So they're doing things like this to try to make sure that doesn't happen. You're going to get some really forced marquee non-conference matchups, so that's a win. But if you're a non-SEC fan or a non-Big 10 fan, there's a Purdue fan that lives in the area. I saw him at Chick-fil-A the other day. Yeah. Then this is only going to further separate them from everybody else. The two leagues, like I said at the beginning, want to have their cake and eat it too, and it looks like they're going to be able to do just that.
Yeah. But we'll get some good games out of it.
We will get some good games out of it.
What's your Big Ten? The one, Ohio State, Michigan, too easy, right? Who would you like to go play? Is it Wisconsin? I think Wisconsin is almost everybody's answer.
Oregon.
Yeah, I didn't think about the Big 12 or the Pac-12 schools have come in. Oregon's a good one.
Well, the setting at Washington is incredible.
Yeah, State's played at Oregon in my lifetime, so I don't know about that one. For me.
USC still doesn't feel like Big Ten, but I am so disappointed that Ole Miss and USC can't. That is just such a shame that game's not happening next year.
I think it's Wisconsin. That's the game I'd like to go to. I like to go to Madison, see the Badgers.
I don't know many people that have been to Madison, Wisconsin, but I like the 3 people I know that have been there say that is the best college town in America. Like, it's just an incredible place.
I can buy into that.
There's
I like beer. I like cheese curds.
A lot of beer. Apparently, it's like really clean too, and just like well kept, and there's water everywhere. Just gets really cold.
Well, yeah. I definitely want to play that game in September. I don't want to play in them I don't want to play them before the week before the Egg Bowl.
We need a podcast like Leonard's Losers, Jeff says. It would be awesome. Do it in Bill Clinton's voice or Dan Mullen's voice, or you can do the Coach O.
What am I doing now? I'm doing Coach O?
I think your Coach O's the best one you do.
What is my setup here?
He wants us to do a podcast like Leonard's Losers, but you do one of those voices.
So, like the Coach O Zeros?
Coach O's Zeros.
So, what's a game this weekend? Who do I not like? I don't like South Carolina. So, South Carolina heading over to Oklahoma. Going to be a game that is going to be uglier than any pot of gumbo you've ever seen. You know, you're one of those people put the potato salad on the gumbo, you mix it all together. That's an ugly sight. That's not going to be nothing on this football game. Might be 20 points. 20 points if we're lucky. If we're that lucky, we go to the casino later. We brought to you by Hollywood Casino in Harvey, Louisiana. Go Tigers. Anyway, Oklahoma, Leonard's Loser. I don't know. Did the best I could there.